Hey everyone, my name's Amanda and I'm the Fun Size Reader, and today we are going to be talking about A Ship of Bones and Teeth by Karina Halle for Fun Size Book Club for the month of August. A Ship of Bones and Teeth is the book that I picked for August of 2024's Fun Size Book Club, and I picked it for a couple of reasons. Number one, it is a retelling. It's a retelling of The Little Mermaid and Pirates of the Caribbean, and I was really excited for that. Number two, y'all voted that you wanted fantasy. So I picked a fantasy romance. And number three, it was a standalone. There are a lot of series going around in my head and on my TBR, and I know you guys are all in the same situation, and I just really wanted a fantasy standalone. And it was refreshing to have a fantasy standalone. Number four, a friend who's probably here watching this right now, she knows who she is. She said it last time, specifically said that she wanted a mermaid romance. So here we are. We got a mermaid romance. Synopsis. A Ship of Bones and Teeth is exactly what I said. It is a retelling of The Little Mermaid and Pirates of the Caribbean mixed together in a very dark manner. It is about a siren named Marin, and she sells her soul to a sea witch to live on land with this prince that she spotted. However, 10 years later, the life that she thought she was going to have didn't exactly pan out. She's dying to get her fins back, and one day she and her abusive prince are traveling on a ship and get taken over by pirates. And she finds out that this deadly pirate captain has a lot of revenge plots that she might fit into and that might align with her goals to become a siren again. Before I even talk about star ratings and anything like that, I do want to say there is a very long explanation of trigger warnings and warning from the author at the beginning of this book. I did not have a physical copy when I picked this book. I had not read that yet, so I apologize for anybody who read it for book club or who wanted to read it for book club that got to that page and couldn't continue on with the book. That being said, it is dark. It is a dark retelling. It is not fun and fancy, The Little Mermaid and Pirates of the Caribbean. The characters are very morally gray, very gray. And there's a lot of bloodshed, there's a lot of tragedy, there's depictions of abuse, etc., etc. So if you are interested in reading the book, please definitely check out that trigger warning page to make sure that you want to continue with it. So that being said, star rating. I gave this book 4 stars. I thought it was really entertaining. I loved that it was a standalone, that it was complete. Once I really got into it, I couldn't put it down. However, I will say that the beginning one felt basically like a copy and paste of The Little Mermaid to me. And granted, that was only like the first chapter. I did not have high hopes after reading just that first chapter. I was like, ooh, am I going to like the way that this is written or the style of the book? Or is this just going to feel like it's the same thing? It does not end up that way. At least it didn't for me. So if you read that first section and you kind of felt the same way, keep going, because I did, and it got better. It got way better for me. Spice rating. This book is spicy. It's spicy. It does have a plot. It's not a book written to be smut. It is plot, but it is spice heavy. It's about sirens. Sirens seduce men, and we can go from there. So this one got a 4 on my scale. This was a very spicy book. It's sirens. There's mermaid stuff in it. Yeah, use your imagination. Before we get into the book club discussion, if you're just looking to see if you should read this book, I liked it. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, once it started going, I was very invested in the characters. I didn't cry, but there were some moments where I could have, which is weird that it wasn't a series that was kind of making me get teary-eyed a little bit. So that's in there. But it is dark. So if you like dark romance, if you like retellings, if you like pirates, if you like Little Mermaid, this book is for you. There is another one that is connected, but it is a standalone by itself. Okay, so now to talk about specifics of the book. This is going to have spoilers in it. So if you have not read the book, pause the video at this point and then come back and watch it again later. Hello, friends. Thank you for reading for book club with me. I hope you guys enjoyed the book. All right, let's be real. I had no idea that this was going to be so dark and gruesome and have so many things. And so when I was reading the author's warning, the trigger warning page at the beginning, I was like, ooh, am I going to like this? It's pretty sad that I didn't think it was as bad as she depicted in the trigger warning page. I was like, oh, this actually wasn't that bad. Yeah, that's pretty sad. But anyways, for it being as dark as it was intended to be, I actually really liked it. I don't usually read a ton of dark stuff, which is funny for the videos that I actually have to record today because there's a lot of dark in it. But whatever, it's fine. So I liked it. Even though it was very dark, it was a fun retelling mishmash of two of my favorite movies. I will say though, at times I did feel like it was a little heavy on the very exact retelling. I know these movies so well that when specific lines were put in or names were put in, I called it out. I was like, that is exactly from the movie. Places that were named, like literally exactly the same. So yes, it was a retelling, but I sometimes I think retellings get a little too copycatty. And at times this one, because of those specific elements, felt a little copycatty. That was just, why I couldn't bump it up to a 5 in my head, was because it just was a very specific retelling stuff. The overall story I liked. I liked that we were on this quest to find the sea witch. Again, that part kind of did really extend the Ariel plot line. But then you had, this curse, like the curse of the Black Pearl, right? You had this skeleton crew. I was really not expecting the vampire twist. What? Where did that come from? I did not expect that at all. I was like, expecting the skeleton crew thing, right? They can't be killed and the curse that was on the other crew that they had to get away from. That's what I was expecting for them. No, they are vampires. Didn't see that coming. Didn't see that coming at all. I don't know if that was anywhere in the description. Right over my head. Completely missed the vampire thing. So could this be called a vampire book? I don't really know. We had curses, pirates, sirens, vampires, witches. We had so many different things in this book. I was slightly confused, but it was fine. It was fine. It added to the he could survive underwater thing, and they were kind of meant to be together thing. It worked. It oddly worked, even though I was not expecting that at all. We know that I love a good morally gray in fantasy. I struggle with it a little bit in contemporary, but in fantasy, I love it. And having this morally gray Captain Ramsey, I really liked him as a character. I really liked Marin too, okay? I really liked that she was trying to grow from the mistakes that she made, and she was trying to right wrongs and defend herself and think through situations and escape. And I liked both of them. I liked both of them a lot. But I also thought that she did a great job at making me like the side characters too. When I said I almost cried, when Sam died, I almost cried. I was like, why do I like Sam so much? We've barely seen her on the screen, but our screen, the screen in my head, on the page. But the scenes that we did see with her, we got to know her, and we got to know her history, and it just made me so sad. And then when Henry died, I did not like that. I did not like when Henry died. That was rough. Yeah, leave the children alone, please. Let's just stop with that. I really did like that this book was a standalone. It made the whole thing feel really complete. And I do think that she did a great job at making it feel complete. We got a true ending, and she hit on all the pieces that she wove through, all the storyline elements. I didn't really feel like there was anything that was left untouched. Did any of you think of that? I didn't think that there was any loose ends. I did look up what the next book was about, and I think it's interesting. It's about her other sister. So I'm not exactly sure how that one would go, or how, if there's really anything connected besides we know her sister's name. We know she's searching for her. But if you liked this one and you want to read another standalone, there you go. It's weird because this is a fantasy book, but there's no like theories to talk about because it was a standalone. So this video ended up being a little bit shorter than I thought it was going to be, but there's like nothing to predict and nothing to talk about. And I mean, not to talk about because I did that, but nothing to say like what's coming. So it feels a little weird. Sorry if book club's not long enough for you today. Anyways, I hope you really liked the book. I'm really glad that you read it with me this month. Make sure to stick around for the next video to find out what we're reading in September. Thanks again so much for participating, and thank you so much for coming and chatting on YouTube with me today. I appreciate all of you. Stay tuned for the next video, and I'll see you guys next time.